Welcome into NBA Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Nic Rohloff. From the Heat Report, we previewed the 2023 NBA Finals between the Heat and Nuggets on our Heat channel, so make sure you do go hit that sub button over there. But stay tuned into this video. Got a big-time Finals for you. Who wins? Let us know. Welcome into the Miami Heat Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Nic Rohloff, and your Miami Heat are in the NBA Finals. And in today's show, we will be previewing the 2023 NBA Finals between the Denver Nuggets and Miami Heat. But before we get into that, we have to talk a little bit about last night's game as the Heat went into Boston and stomped on those losers. Don't let us get one. We let you get three, and it still didn't matter. See ya. Way to disappoint your fans in Game 7. Jimmy Butler was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Personally, I thought it should have been Caleb Martin, but Jimmy Butler was masterful in Game 7, hit some timely shots. Definitely in that third quarter, helped build that lead and keep that lead and put it away early fourth quarter. Those 3 threes he hit, man, I don't know how Jimmy does it. When he's in the regular season, he can barely shoot threes. When it comes to postseason time, though, he doesn't miss. It makes no sense. But that mentioned Caleb Martin. What can you say about this man? In a closeout game on the road, Game 7, biggest game of his career, 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 of 16 shooting, 4 for 6 from 3. Flashback to a year ago. Heat lose Game 7 on their home court to the Boston Celtics. Caleb Martin did not play in that game. Year later, he's the second best player on the Miami Heat. I know how impactful Bam is on the defensive end, but what Caleb Martin did defensively, whether it be on Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, and then that offensive output you see on your screen right now, I can't believe it. I tweeted this out, so make sure you follow me on Twitter at Nic_Rohloff. But where were you when Caleb Martin turned into Paul George? It's incredible. But make sure you do subscribe. We are oh so close to 1,000 subscribers. It's a huge milestone for the channel. Can we get there on today's video? I think we can. So make sure you go down, hit that sub button. We will be live for all NBA Finals games. We'll be here all off season long because even if the Heat win the finals or lose the finals, the NBA draft is a week after. So we'll be there updating you guys on all the latest NBA draft news and rumors for your Miami Heat. But let's move into some injury news because right after the Heat win, not only are we pumped up about that, but guess what? We got some news about Tyler Herro. Chris Haynes tweeting out that Heat guard Tyler Herro, hand fracture, is ramping up workouts and is expected to make his return at some point in the NBA Finals, with Game 3 being the likely target. We saw some videos of Herro dribbling and taking shots before Game 7, and then if you saw on Heat Twitter, we got baited by a fake tweet from Eero Weirdman, I think I said that name wrong, about Herro being questionable to play. Yeah, that wasn't true. But this would be a major boost for Miami. I've talked about this before the Eastern Conference Finals. I know he's not the greatest defender, but this man can flat out score and help Jimmy Butler on the offensive end. Look what he did this regular season. 20 points per game on 43.9% shooting, and he shot 37.8% from 3. He's the Heat's best three-point shooter, and the Heat, who have overcome that and shot incredible from 3 in this playoff run, but the Heat would definitely need Tyler Herro. Now, on the flip side, though, he hasn't been the best playoff performer. 14 points. All of his numbers dropped down a little bit. And Herro acknowledged that after he got hurt against the Milwaukee Bucks, that he knew that this was going to be a big-time playoffs for him because he needed to show that he could do it in the postseason and not just the regular season. I really hope that he could come back in Game 3 like he is targeting, and I hope he can help make a difference for this Heat team, because if he could come back, make a difference, and be a reason why the Heat win the NBA Finals, I just think it would be a fantastic story for him and the Miami Heat. So I'm hoping he could get back healthy and make an impact for your Miami Heat. But I'll ask you this, and this is the pinned comment on today's video, so make sure you scroll down in the comment section and let me know your thoughts down below. But do the Heat need Tyler Herro to win the NBA Finals? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'll be typing YYs for sure, because even though he's a liability on defense, he can't be worse than Duncan Robinson, and we know Herro can absolutely score the basketball. But let's look ahead now to the NBA Finals. That tips off on Thursday, 8:30 Eastern Time at Ball Arena. If you knew the Denver Nuggets Arena was called Ball Arena, kudos to you, because I definitely did not. But the Heat are massive underdogs in this series. No respect once again from Vegas. Plus 300. Nuggets overwhelming favorites at minus 400. Well, let's get into some keys that I'm looking for in this series. And Bam Adebayo needs to add offense for this Miami Heat team. Let's look what he did in this series against the Celtics, because he was not that guy in the games 4 for 7. In the first 3 games, he had 18.3 points per game, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. But look at the bottom 2 numbers. 57% from the field and 7 turnovers through 3 games. Now you look at the final 3 games, 12 points per game, so you see a dramatic fall off in points per game. Same rebounds, assists the same. He shoots 16% worse from the field and adds 7 turnovers in 4 games. That is just flat out unacceptable, and this is why Bam is the key for this Miami Heat offense. When Bam plays good, the Heat win. When Bam plays bad, the Heat lose. They were able to overcome it in Game 7 because how good that Heat defense was, but the Nuggets aren't the Boston Celtics. They are a well-oiled machine that can score at will. You're going to need Bam to do his job defensively on Nikola Jokic, the best center in the league and the should-have-been MVP of this season, and he's a 2-time MVP already, could be 3 times. You're going to need him to do some work on the offensive end as well. Jimmy Butler versus Aaron Gordon is going to be a fascinating matchup in the series because, I got to be honest, I think Aaron Gordon did a decent job on LeBron James. I know LeBron went crazy in Game 4, 40 points, was getting buckets at will, but Aaron Gordon provides some mismatches for Jimmy Butler. Gordon is a tall, lengthy, strong guy who can move his feet and defend. So Jimmy Butler is going to need to do what he has done all postseason long. 28.5 points, 7 rebounds, 5.7 assists, while shooting 48% from the field and 35 from 3. Jimmy will need to go Hemi mode. And he actually was, those numbers you just saw on screen were way up when it comes to field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and points per game. He was averaging over 30 points per game this playoff run, but that just dipped down to 28 because of how he struggled, just like Bam Adebayo, from games 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, Jimmy Butler did cap it off with a masterful Game 7, like he always does. But Jimmy will need to go Hemi mode if they want to win this series. Key number 3 that I'm looking at, the Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic pick and roll. It's the most effective play in basketball. You look up at the analytics, points per play, this ranks number 1. Whether it be a LeBron post-up, Jokic and Murray pick and roll, it is the most effective play in basketball. Erik Spoelstra, on 2 days rest, I should say, and preparation, will have to find an answer for Murray and Jokic pick and roll, because what they've done this postseason has just been incredible. Jamal Murray averaging 27.9 points per game, 6 assists, while shooting 47.5% from the field, and that number all the way to your right, 41.2% from 3. He has been flat out unstoppable this playoff run, and he's the reason why they beat the Los Angeles Lakers, because they had no answer for him. Now you look at Jokic, this dude is averaging a triple-double in the playoffs. Are you kidding me? This is flat out insane. He has put to bed the rumors and debate of who the best center in the NBA is. Jokic leading his team to the NBA Finals while averaging a triple-double and shooting 55% from the field, basically. That's just flat out incredible. But who wins this series? You just saw the numbers. Heat, massive underdogs. Nuggets favorites. Type H for Heat, N for Nuggets. Let me know down in the comment section. I'll give my prediction at the end of this video. My 4th key, the Heat shooting. What they've done from regular season to postseason needs to be studied in a lab. These numbers are insane. The Heat jump their offense 2 points per game. They lower their turnovers. They shoot a little bit better percent from the field. They lower their free throw percentage. But I want to talk about the 3-point shooting. The Heat were dead last in points per game in the regular season, and they were finished 27th in 3-point shooting. You bump those up to 39%, and the Heat are shooting the best percentage from the 3-point line in the playoffs. The difference is astounding, and I just mentioned a second ago, but the 3-point improvement from the Miami Heat needs to be studied in a lab. How do you go from 34.4% shooting in the regular season to 39%? I don't get it, but shout out Caleb Martin, Jimmy Butler, and Duncan Robinson for getting their shit together and shooting better when the lights are the brightest. Good for them. Those 3 have been absolutely massive from behind the arc. My last key, the Nuggets home court advantage. They are the best home team in the NBA and the best home team we've seen in a while. In the regular season, they went 34-7 in the regular season. Those numbers are crazy, and they're undefeated in the playoffs as well, 8-0. So the Heat are going to need to somehow steal a game on the road to win the series, obviously being the road team. Now, if they do it in the first two games, Game 5 or Game 7, they'll need to do it in some way. So which game is it going to be? I'm going with Game 7. I think they're going to do it again. Why not keep the magical run going? My prediction for this series is Heat in 7. And I think they honestly lose the first two games in Denver. Fatigue, travel, Nuggets having rest is going to play in their favor. So I think the Nuggets go up 2-0. But all you got to do is protect home court at the Kaseya Center. Wins Game 3 and 4. You lose Game 5 in Denver, that's fine. Protect home court, win Game 6, and then just like last night, go up into Denver and get the W on the road. I think it's possible. In Jimmy Butler, we trust. Erik Spoelstra, Pat Riley. These guys have just been grinding, magical run on the line. Can they become the first 8 seeds to ever win the NBA Finals? I sure hope so. They're the second 8 seed ever to make the NBA Finals. Damn, 1999 New York Knicks were the first. I wish we were the first. But either way, we'll be the first to ever win the NBA Finals as an 8 seed. As always, make sure you subscribe to the Heat Report. We'll be live, like I said, for every NBA Finals game, plus videos all off season long. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you do subscribe, the Heat will win the NBA Finals.